right, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Real America's Voice, 103.9 LI News is live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Glad you're in. Slick Rick is here. He's going to do the sports. Mr. Amirati, how are you?
Doing good, Big D. How are you?
It's a big night tonight.
Ooh, big night. Big college football playoff game tonight. And odds makers.
Oh, that's what I was referring to. Odds makers tonight. Oh, mama, look out. And it's already war. It's already war here in the studio.
Yeah, I know.
Because Slick Rick and Aaron are clearly nervous that Big D is going to be in this week, full-fledged, making real picks.
All right, we already had a
they're
fight.
Obviously, I mean, I don't blame them. They're obviously nervous.
I don't think nervous is the word.
I'm sorry?
I don't think nervous is the word.
Right.
Oh.
Do you have a better word for it?
Well, we went after you in the gangrene room, over here. we let you have it.
I told, we were discussing, Delgado caught on to what I was trying to do.
Yeah, I caught.
Which is unique in itself.
Well, the funny thing is I busted him last night.
Yeah.
But this time I'm like, I'm going to let this one slide. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, so I started just throwing out the names of the games because I want to see where Aaron and Slick are kind of trying to fall. So I sneakily was just I was throwing out the names of the games just to see which one of them would start talking. And, of course, Slick took the bait. Started talking about every game, what he likes, what he's going to pick. So I know where Slick is.
It was funny, too, because Damon was just like, oh, man, look at that. I forget who's playing who.
Chargers.
Chargers.
They're a lock over Houston.
Boy, who? And he's leaning back. He's like, having a little pizza. And there's Slick, like, chatting away. Just, oh, yeah, you know what? I really like it. I think this one's going to be a lock here in Tampa. I'm like, what is he doing?
The other team.
And then, of course, Aaron, who's obviously way smarter than all of us, walked in the kitchen, and I tried it with her, and I was like, oh, look at this, Aaron. San Diego and Chicago.
San Diego and Chicago?
I mean, Los Angeles and Chicago. Los Angeles and
yeah, I know. Exactly.
Whatever.
There you go.
Whatever the match is. I said, what do you think of that game? She, of course, immediately looked at me. She's like, I'm not telling you anything, jerk. And I was like, didn't work on her. So.
Yeah, not getting me.
But now they're complaining that I can't use over-unders.
No.
Because it's never been a thing.
Well, just because you guys have never picked
We've always picked teams with spreads, Big D. Come on, over-under gives the audience nothing to be excited about.
Right.
Stop.
What do you mean, over 46.5? Both teams got to get over 46?
I can just see people adding up the scores with 3 beers in, watching the Chargers.
So anyway, I'm not picking over-unders tonight because these two just double-teamed me in the green room.
Right.
As Slick said.
We know your angle.
So big odds makers coming up at 9:30. Oh, man, I am jacked about that. What even is that coming up at 9 o'clock?
All right.
I'm excited about this. You know why? Because I haven't seen it.
Ooh.
Aaron now.
That's rare. That's rare.
Because I was always prepping them for Delgado and going through them. Now Aaron's doing it because she does everything better than me.
Yep.
So now Aaron's prepping them. So
There'll be no curse words in this. There'll be no curse words. Nothing.
I have not seen it, not heard it, don't even know the topic. So I would ask Delgado every week, what's the hint? Of course, I knew what it was because I read it.
Right.
So now, legitimately, Delgado, what's the hint on what even is that's about?
My hint. Save your applause. How about that?
Save your applause.
Yes.
Okay.
See, a real hint.
Okay.
At least for you, because and you know what, you did have an opportunity to look at it because I did include you in the emails because I always do.
I know, but I knew I wasn't doing it, so I immediately deleted it.
Yeah,
as soon as I saw your name, I just delete. So I didn't see it at all.
That's where all the show emails go.
Yeah, exactly. Circular file.
It's like when I call him, he goes right to voicemail.
Yeah, who's calling me? Oh, the delete. Exactly. Kevin Downey Jr. is here again, night number 2 in a row. We're excited about that. Mr. Downey Jr., how are you?
I'm lovely, thank you. I'm a little cranky.
Why?
I got my hair done. None of you noticed.
Oh, he did.
No, I know.
I noticed it right
No one
away.
said a word.
We didn't want to say anything.
Kev, you look so much like Duran Duran, your heroes. Congratulations.
Right.
No one said a word.
I'm going to be honest because no one else here will. Do you know why I didn't say a word when you walked in the kitchen? Because I thought this is probably the way it's supposed to look, and last night he just was running in the wind. And so I didn't want to say that and let on that last night was a little more
Yeah. Well, last night was probably 15 degrees colder, too.
Yeah.
So my Michigan instinct kicked in, and I wore a dead raccoon on my head on the way in, and a couple of
wears one every night.
couple kitten mittens. You got a kitten, and you put them in. They're not a big cat. You want kittens to keep your hands warm. So that's how we do it on the tundra known as Michigan.
Okay. Well, you look very good. Whoever
Yes.
did it did a great job, and I love the sweater.
You could pass for a 14-year-old boy or girl. It doesn't matter.
That's not nice, Delgado.
What?
That's not true.
nice
That's your
cut.
friend over there you're
It's a
talking
nice
to.
cut.
Right, Delgado.
I'm not sure how I identify today.
Okay. The key of non-binary, though. When we sing, we know that. So, still one of the funniest moments of all of 2024 was that moment. So, well, did that make it into the best of 2024? It should have. If it
No,
did.
and it should have.
Oh, it should have. Yeah, that was a mistake.
There
on
was
our
too
part.
much to put in
I know.
2
I know.
hours.
I never saw the best of 2024. When did that end?
Yeah, were we here for that?
Only worked on it for like 3 weeks.
You know, there's a lot of ways I could take that, Slick.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
Me
Best
too.
is a relative term.
Yeah, exactly. Delgado, how are you? How was your day?
I was hoping you were going to
I
ask.
know you were. Do you know I got an email from somebody
Oh,
About
God.
what?
who said that Damon always looks actually annoyed when he asked, like, this, they got serious still. Like, it's still been picked up on this is a daily joke running now.
He took his pulse the other day. He was annoyed.
I got an email.
Wow.
Damon always looks annoyed after he asked Delgado, hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Delgado, how was your day today?
My day was very interesting. I woke up late for work.
That's
Oh,
rare.
An hour late.
You never do
What
that.
time did you wake up
Exactly.
then?
I
Like
woke
5
up
a.m.?
after 5 o'clock.
You stayed up late to watch the college football playoff
Do you know
game.
why? Remember
Penn
I
State.
told you last night I took some allergy medicine?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, that thing
holy
did a little number
pseudoephedrine.
on me last night.
You
I-
roofied yourself.
Yeah, I totally forgot to, as soon as I got home, I was like, I'm passing out.
You got red
Forgot to
pilled.
set my alarm, right, for 4 a.m. And then at 2 a.m., I woke up. Why? Because the dog had to go out. So I wake up and I let the dog out.
Oh, how's
I
the
let
dog?
Harrison out. Yeah, he's doing great.
Okay, good.
He went outside. So I thought, and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. I'm like, wow, he usually paws at the door by now to say, hey, let me in. I'm freaking freezing. And so I went and looked, and I'm looking out all the windows, trying to see in the yard. Maybe he's behind a bush doing something, maybe digging again. Couldn't find him. Now it's 2:15. And I'm like, he's been out there way too long. It's cold. I better go outside.
Yeah.
Now I got to find shoes. I put on my stepdaughter's Crocs, and I'm out there walking around the yard trying to find her. Right?
I'd like to see the video on that one.
Thank goodness there is no video. I'm looking. I cannot find this dog.
Oh, I hate that.
I'm like, oh no.
Man.
So I race inside. I'm like, I
don't do
better
that.
get a jacket. Who am I going to wake up to help me go look for the dog? As I run inside, I look at the couch, and there he is laying on the couch sleeping. I was hallucinating at 2 a.m. I thought I let him out. I had not let him out.
Wow, you did get roofied.
Wow.
Kevin's right.
Yeah.
From
you serious?
Sudafed.
I'm totally serious.
OMGZ.
My God.
Wow, that's a new one. I've never done that.
I was definitely hallucinating because I was sitting up thinking he's going to paw at the door any second, and he never did, and I freaked out. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy.
And it was off-brand. It wasn't even like a name brand allergy medicine. It was the off-brand stuff. So they must have laced it with something.
And then you got late to work.
And then I
you
was
get- did you get in trouble?
I was like, oh, thank goodness. I'm like,
You get written up?
Did you get written up?
Yeah.
no. But I
Too bad.
I guess I snapped out of it. Like when I saw him, I'm like, oh, maybe you never went outside. Because usually when he comes in, he wants a snack. Because I'm a sucker. I always feed him when he wants.
Did you fly a kite while you were out there waiting for him?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Are we just going to let this Crocs thing go? Because I don't think I can.
He's got the visual of those Crocs.
What,
you
she
fit-
leaves?
What can't you let go? The fact that he wears them or the fact that he fits in his daughter? What did you say?
Fits.
Yes.
They didn't fit properly. My heels
Little
were
big-
hanging
little
off the
big
back.
Oh, okay. He did the heel hangover. I got that one.
Right.
Okay.
It's like a bad pair of moccasins.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Let's start with Crazy Town tonight.
Yeah, we just did.
Yeah, we just did. Let's do a little less. Let's do a little more Crazy Town because
There
this
you go.
moment happened at some point today. And I have a question after we do it for everybody on the panel here and the audience. So here's a little Crazy Town from today. Short but sweet. Roll it, Aaron.
Mr. President, do you regret your decision to run for re-election? Do you think that that made it easier for your predecessor to now become your successor?
I don't think so. I think I would have beaten Trump. Could have beaten Trump. And I think that Kamala could have beaten Trump. It wasn't about... I thought it was important to unify the party. And when the party was worried about whether or not I was going to be able to move, I thought, even though I thought I could win again, I thought it was better to unify the party. And it was the greatest honor in my life to be President of the United States, but I didn't want to be one who caused a party that wasn't unified to lose an election. And that's why I stepped aside, but I was confident she could win.
Question to everybody. You could put a 1 for yes and a 2 for no. Actually, it's multiple questions. Number 1, does Joe Biden know that she did run? And does Joe Biden know that the election is over and she lost? Does he know that Trump won the election? That is my serious question. Slick, your answer is?
No.
Kevin?
I don't think he knows where he is. I don't think he knows if he's running for president or running in a marathon. No, he has no clue. I'm with Slick on this.
Delgado, what is your take from that? Do you think he knows that the election happened and that she actually was the one running and that she lost?
He likes ice cream.
Exactly.
That's my answer.
Right.
That's it.
What is that? What is that?
What? Yeah.
What in the blue hell is he talking about?
I was confident she could win. Right? Is that what he said? Could win?
He said, "I think I could have beaten Trump.
I could have beaten him. She could have beaten him.
I would have beaten Trump.
Did she?
I'm confident she could have beaten Trump.
Did she not run?
And she would have beaten Trump.
Wait. So maybe we all got duped. Maybe it's us that are crazy. Maybe she didn't run at all. Who actually ran against Trump? Because according to him, it wasn't him.
Outside.
According to him, it wasn't him. And it wasn't her.
One more time.
But both of them could have won.
Aaron, one more time. Let's see what he says here one more time.
Mr. President, do you regret your decision to run for re-election? Do you think that that made it easier for your predecessor to now become your successor?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I would have beaten Trump.
I would have beaten Trump.
Could have beaten Trump.
I could have beaten Trump.
And I think that Kamala could have beaten Trump.
And I think Kamala could have beaten Trump.
Could have.
Okay, that's good, Aaron.
It wasn't
And I think Kamala could have beaten Trump.
So how could he think that Trump? He doesn't know the election happened.
Hello?
Then who ran?
doesn't know.
Oh, man.
Maybe he thinks they just canceled it.
They postponed it.
Yeah. Maybe he thinks he's still there for 4 more years.
Yeah.
Oh, God forbid.
13 past the hour, live from Studio 6B, just getting started on a Friday night pizza night. 17 past the hour on a Friday night. Glad you're in. I want to say hello to all of our friends in the chat, whatever platform you're watching on. Rumble, X, YouTube, Facebook, Getter, wherever you're watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe at LFS6B. Pretty much every social. If you want to follow us on whatever platform you like the best, at LFS6B is the tag to follow. Of course, if it's Instagram, it's LFS6B Show, and we appreciate it. And head over to livefromstudio6b.com as well. Let's do some sports. A lot of sports to do tonight. Odds makers coming up at 9:30. Who's our guest tonight, Aaron? Chip, I know, wanted to wait for the divisional round.
Oh, you got to buy.
He got a bye.
Chip has a bye
He was
week.
the leader in the clubhouse.
Yep.
So who's tonight?
Greg.
Greg. And what did Greg? Where was Greg in the regular season?
He was early on in the regular season. He went 2-2.
Okay. Greg went 2-2, so lost a little on the juice, but that's respectable. Okay, so he's going to join us tonight.
Yep, Greg's going to look to put a leg up on us this weekend. You watch
as we make our 5 selections, all sides, no totals.
Yeah, come on with that nonsense.
Yeah, that's
Let's
nonsense, Damon.
This is not a gambling hall here. We're picking teams and geography and points, Big D. These people want to know. They live in Detroit. They want to know we're picking the Lions. Lions aren't playing this weekend. Bad example. But they live in Tampa. They want to know who's playing at Raymond James Stadium, right? Houston's coming to town. They don't want to hear about, I'm going to take 46.5 over. I don't think Houston's going to lay. Come on, let's go, Big D. Let's pick towns and pick teams.
He sounds like he wants to.
What are you laughing at, Aaron? I don't talk
Nothing,
like that.
I'm with him.
first of all.
Aaron's on board with me. See,
I'm
he's
with him
me.
all the way.
not?
We talked about this earlier this week.
If Aaron had a knife, I might have been problems in the kitchen the way she came after me. I was whoa.
Good thing somebody threw them all out.
That's right. That's why this show doesn't make the cut
a good
anymore.
point.
But that's another story.
All right, let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. LFS6B is the promo code to use. And here to do sports in the 45 seconds that I'm going to give him now, and I'm cutting him off, is Slick Rick. Slick, what's going
I
on?
got 45 seconds this hour. All right, here we go, Big D.
44,
All right.
43.
Big college football playoff game. This is the back half of last night's game. Obviously, Ohio State taking on Texas, AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas, the home of the Dallas Cowboys. And guess what? The Texas Longhorns right now, they're trailing the Ohio State Buckeyes 7-0. The line on that game, Big D, was 6 points, I do believe. Last call.
Solid six, Ohio State,
6.
which was my pick, and I'm a little nervous about it because
they're up now.
All of the public money is on Ohio State.
Yeah, well, they're up 7-0, so they are rolling it right now, Big D.
We'll
So
see.
we will keep an eye. There's end of the first quarter. First quarter just in the books. 3 more to go, obviously. So we will keep an eye on that. They have the ball in the Texas 49, 4th and 21. Me says they're probably going to punt there, obviously. So there you go. Last night, Notre Dame with a big win, last-minute win there over Penn State, 27-24. The winner of this game tonight will play the Fighting Irish. Now, that's going to be a great game. That'll be Monday night, Big D. Big Monday night championship game. Can't wait for that. I believe it's this Monday night. Or is it next Monday night? I think it's next Monday night, yeah. So, well, we got to give it a little break, right? Because they're playing this weekend. Yeah, I forget. It's not like basketball. They play every night, right? So, yeah, next Monday night will be the college football championship. That was so funny, Delgado. You're walking around in Crocs and he's laughing. NCAA men's basketball. Here we go. Wisconsin 53-39. You never living that down. 11:22 to go there in the second
What is
half.
going on?
UCLA and Maryland tied at 13 minutes of first. Good thing we're on radio. Red Wings 2-1 over the Blackhawks. 9 to go there in the second. Here you go, Kevin. Might get a win tonight. Canadians and Caps tied at 1:10 to go there in the second as well. Hurricanes 2-0 over the Canucks. 11 to go in there in the second. And the Kings at the Jets 8 o'clock. 9 o'clock. Sharks at the Utah Hockey Club. Everything all right, guys?
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's like we're just enjoying your sports report, but you keep firing off these little digs at the end to these people. We're just trying to figure out, like, I don't know.
Okay.
Somebody take a leak in your soup tonight or something? Or
Not
what?
at all. But
Okay.
speaking of digs, well, PETA demands that SEC commissioner ban Texas Longhorns mascot from Cotton Bowl Classic, which we're watching right now.
Oh.
This is Olivia Rondow of Breitbart Sports. Animal advocacy group PETA has sent a letter to the NCAA Southeastern Conference Commissioner Greg Sankey, urging him to prevent University of Texas at Austin from bringing its live Longhorn steer mascot, Bivo, to Friday's Cotton Bowl Classic game against Ohio State University. Bivo XV, or the 15th Texas Longhorn to represent UT Austin, as its live mascot in his athletics programs, made his debut during the 2016 season opener game against, of all people, Notre Dame, according to the Austin American-Statesman. Though he is a very beloved animal amongst Longhorns fans, he was banned from December's Peach Bowl due to there being not enough room on the sidelines of Mercedes-Benz Stadium, event organizers said in a statement. The large animal also found himself in controversy in 2019 after charging at the University of Georgia's live bulldog mascot, Uga Shaka. Citing these incidents in the letter to Sankey, PETA Executive Vice President Tracy Raymond said she is highly concerned to see that Bivo will be attending the Cotton Bowl Classic at the AT&T Stadium. They got plenty of room on that sideline. It's ridiculous. Ethical professional teams like the Dallas Cowboys use costume human mascots rather than animals, like their owner, for example. Please consider the fear and stress Bivo will no doubt experience on Friday and the danger you put all players, staff, cheerleaders, media, and fans in by allowing a 1,700-pound Longhorn steer on the sidelines, the organization concluded. Now, the Sankey and Austin officials have responded to PETA's request, and Bivo already appears to be on his way to the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, according to an Instagram story post. So, unbelievable, Big D. They don't want Bivo on the sideline. I think it's ridiculous. Sounds like a real joke to me.
And how would it be any different than any other stadium they're in?
And they have plenty of room on the sideline. So, come on. Leave the mascot in there. Leave the steak sauce at home. That's a wrap, Big D.
All right, very good. Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell, MyPillow. LFS6B is the promo code to use. And, of course, they sponsor Slick Sports. Let's do some news. News is brought to you by Freedom Force Nutrition. And here with that is Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, I don't know if you heard this. This is odd, but I guess it's coming to your Costco if you visit Costco.
Oh, no. Don't tell me they're changing the hot dog price.
No, they're not changing the hot dog. No, this isn't North Korea where they throw you in jail for eating hot dogs, Damon. Mm-hmm. No, at Costco, they're removing a popular feature from certain stores, prompting outrage from members. No, it's not the hot dogs. Costco's shoppers are in an uproar online following recent reports. The company removed a popular in-store feature at multiple locations. Signs abruptly began popping up over the holidays detailing how communal coffee grinders will no longer be provided for those who wish to grind their coffee beans for free before heading back home. I didn't even know this was a thing you could do.
I was just going to say, I never knew you could do that. Yeah. They don't do that here.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Or maybe that's where it started.
I've never seen that. Here.
Reddit user confirmed the revelation in a thread when the shopper could not locate the service commonly found near the checkout station and food court. And again, checkout station, food court, I see that all the time. I've never seen the coffee grinder. What happened? They removed it, blah, blah, blah. While the membership perk was appreciated by many shoppers who used it quickly to grind 2-pound bags of coffee beans in a minute or less, they are now have them been removed. The grinders were broken at least once a week, according to one employee who goes by the name Storkman. I shouldn't even bother with that. Even with the signs to not double grind, people would always do it all. See, that's the problem. People would double grind.
Double grinders.
So they would ruin the grinder.
There's an app
can't
called
be a double grinder.
I don't even think Costco's around here sell coffee beans. I don't think I've ever seen beans for sale in the store. Only K-Cups I've only seen.
I don't know. You know what? I've never shopped for coffee beans over there, so I couldn't even tell you. I just thought it was an odd thing to kind of jump out at me. I'm like, why is this such a big deal? But people are freaking out. So
really?
Yeah. They're freaking out.
Slow news day?
Over in Italy,
the grinders away.
Over in Italy, you better make sure you don't get sick.
No beans about it.
I said, over in Italy, you better make sure you don't get sick as an Italian mayor bizarrely bars residents from getting sick. Oh. Residents of Belcastro in the southern region of Calabria, one of the poorest regions in Italy, are ordered to avoid contracting any illness that may require emergency medical assistance, according to a decree by Mayor Antonio Torchia. The ordinance also instructs residents not to take any risk, get into accidents, or do anything that can get them endangered or endanger their health.
Okay, let's go have some rigatoni. Maybe you'll feel better.
I don't know. I guess you're not allowed to get sick in Italy. Who knew?
All right, 26 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. More news coming up with Delgado right after this. Past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Glad you're in. Real America's Voice. And, of course, 103.9 LI News Radio. Long Island, New York. Glad you're in. Slick's here doing sports. Kevin Downey Jr.'s got some news coming up here in a second. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. We're doing news. News is brought to you by Freedom Force Nutrition. And here back with the news is Rick Delgado. Mr. Delgado, what's going on?
All right. I'll get to the Trump conviction story later, maybe. I don't know. I don't even know if it's worth reporting on.
It is definitely worth reporting on because I like to rant on it a little bit.
Okay, so I'll report on that in a little bit.
Such a scam, such a bogus scam, scheming little weasel, the judges.
Well, that's been the case since day one.
I know, but just this whole thing is just absurd. Here, just ask yourself one question.
All right, here we go.
If Trump hadn't won the election, who thinks today the sentence would have been this discharge, whatever? Just ask yourself that. Anybody?
Nope.
Of course. The answer is of course not.
Yeah.
The answer would have been Rikers or who knows what.
Sing Sing.
Exactly.
That's another one.
This judge today basically putting out the fact that, as we discussed last night with Josh Hammer, well, you were going to do the news. I want to shut up.
No, go ahead.
I don't want to rant about it now. We'll do it later.
Just go.
No,
You've
but I
already
mean,
started.
it's just such a scam. Such a scam so that they could just say, okay, and I saw it all day long, from leftist, the mayor of L.A., like she's got nothing else to worry about right now, Karen Bass. She's tweeting about it, if that tweet was real. I didn't see it on her page. I saw someone retweet it.
I told you what
let me
this was
say
gonna
it for
be.
all you in the back. Convicted felon. That's all this was about.
I told you about it.
Get to the label.
Yes.
And how do you know that? Because they asked for no punishment. Millions of dollars. Everything that they drug everybody through to get to the point to ask for no punishment. And why no punishment? Because the judge knew if he had even slapped a fine of $1 on the president, the Supreme Court would have had no choice but to take it up. So he schemed his way right up to the line, just enough to use the corrupt process and the corrupt judge to get to the corrupt ending, the political ending, which was to be able to slap the label on.
Yeah.
Or as Bannon called it, the scarlet letter this morning. That's it.
That's all they
Knowing
want.
that this is going to go to appeal now.
Yeah.
And if there's any dignity left on the appeals court in New York, this should get slapped down so hard to try to save any face that's left in the New York court system. They should slap this thing down on about 100 different ways for the way the way this was even brought. 34 copy paste misdemeanors. Do some magic voodoo to make it a felony. And then the way he ran the court, and then the jury instructions. So you don't have to find anything, by the way.
Right.
Oh, really? No one underlying crime? Oh, no. And then to this floats the idea of, we'll just go with this, whatever this is, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Whatever discharge. And then, of course, Amy Coney Barrett buys it and falls for it. She gets played like a fiddle. Can't sniff out that what the judge is doing is trying to walk the line right up to the fact so that all they want to get is to the political end of being able to label them. She can't sniff it out like the other four clearly did. It's just a disgrace.
Yes. Speaking of that story, of course, as you might know by now, Trump has got no jail time in the hush money sentencing. President-elect Donald Trump received the sentence of unconditional discharge.
Yeah, unconditional discharge.
In Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg's hush money case.
When you listen to them argue this case, Delgado, did they sound like they were arguing for unconditional discharge or whatever it's called?
No.
No, they were arguing it like they wanted the death penalty.
Yeah, because this was the biggest insult to the people and everybody who was harmed by this. It turned out nobody was harmed by this, and the banks actually wanted to do more business with Donald Trump because he became such a good client.
Your Honor, he's such a threat. This is a threat to democracy. This is a threat to the legal system. This behavior, this behavior, that. Oh, and by the way, here's how strongly we feel about it. We don't want any punishment for him. Oh, okay. And the judge plays along.
No, not only that, but the judge, Judge Merchan, after imposing the sentence, said this: "Sir, I wish you Godspeed as you pursue your second term in office." Huh? I thought he was like public enemy number one. This is a threat to democracy, we kept hearing. The sentence means that Trump will not face any jail time, probation, or even a fine. Trump appeared remotely for the proceedings from his Mar-a-Lago estate. He took a defiant tone during the sentencing, highlighting his election victory, which he said was indicative of public rejection of this case. "They've been watching your trial, so we understood," he said of the public. CNN reported the sentence means that Trump will face no jail time, a development acting Justice Juan Merchan hinted at in earlier findings. The expected sentence played a role in the Supreme Court's refusal to block the sentencing on Thursday evening. During the proceedings, blah, blah, blah. Trump convicted on 34 counts of falsifying business records, blah, blah, blah. That's all going to be overturned and hopefully will be wiped away from his record. But the decision formally labels Trump a convicted felon, which, again, is what they were after this entire time. If they could get him in jail, great. But they would have had to do it before the election, which they knew they weren't going to get. So they'll take this as their victory and try and go around, like you said, the mayor of Los Angeles trying to spike the football as it bounces back and hits her square in the face because she's a moron anyway. More about Donald Trump. Everybody's talking, and I mean everybody's talking, about Donald and Obama, buddies. Chumming around.
Another guy talking to literal Hitler. Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Literal Hitler. He's there chumming it up with, yucking it up with.
Chumming it up as they hang out at the Jimmy Carter. Do you hang out at funerals these days? Jimmy Carter's funeral? They were just kind of hanging out at Jimmy Carter's funeral.
Yeah, I think they met earlier before they started.
Anyhow, President-elect Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump attended the Carter funeral and were seated with the other former presidents and their spouses in a single pew, where Trump had a long conversation with former President Barack Obama. People were asking, does somebody have a lip reader? And I think the New York Post actually had a lip reader.
Yeah, they took a shot at it.
They took a shot at it. They talked about some things. And at one point, I believe Trump said he wanted a quiet space where they could actually talk. It's interesting to see.
I mean, Trump said yesterday when he was asked about it down at Mar-a-Lago, he said, I watched it. It looked like two guys who are friends. He said, and we probably are.
It's interesting because everybody hates Trump, and I don't think Donald Trump hates anyone.
No.
Because hate is such a strong thing. Like, you have to have a visceral reaction. You take a look at some of the people, some of the leftists, they have visceral reactions, right? Yep. Trump is just like, hey, how you doing?
Remember the time you tried to have me killed, Obama?
Right.
Remember you did these things? That's it. And I turned. Yeah, you turned. Those last seconds. That was great.
Crazy.
Anyhow. Of course, everybody's talking about it. Their extended conversation. Shortly after the Trump and Obama conversation, VP Kamala Harris arrived with a solemn look on her face, alongside her first gentleman, Doug Emhoff. They were seated one pew ahead of the former presidents and president-elect. But as she looked over, she had a look of disgust when she saw them giggling with each other. They were like schoolgirls, just giggling with each other. It was kind of funny. So, kind of an interesting story.
Yep. All right, we'll do 39 past the hour. We'll do some more news with Delgado here in a second. Let's get over to the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show, 9 to 11 weekday mornings right here on 103.9 LI News. That is Kevin Downey Jr. What's going on, pal?
Thank you, sir. Check this out. Turns out Gavin Newsom, he cut some mad stacks from the LA fire budget. $101 million slashed in June of 2024. And when you think that's not bad enough, last week, 1 week before the fire, Mayor Karen Bass, the DEI hire, or elected, whatever, of the mayor of L.A., she cut another $49 million. She took some cheddar as well, too. So they've been taking money from the police and the fire department. And here we are watching one of our, probably our biggest city in the nation burn. Big Blue Toilet Town, been blue for a long time. Getting, as ye sow, ye shall reap. I'm not making fun of the people who lost their homes. I'm just saying none of this is an accident. None of it. BLM, Marxist group, defunded the cops. And what happened? Crime went up. And now DEI comes along and just strips everything out of every institution. Unfortunately, this one, they went after the people who stopped the fires. So as you can see, folks, Marxism is succeeding. None of this is an accident. This is right on. BLM wanted to defund the cops. Crime went up. Now they want to defund the fire, people who protect us from fires, the fire departments, so that we can let it all burn down. This is the success of DEI, the success of Marxism. And how many people are going to keep voting? Well, I think Trump won this nation by a total of 230,000 votes if you distribute them throughout the swing states. 230,000 Americans. That's how close we are to getting even more of this. I can read a room. It's one of the few things I can do. I smell a turnaround. I smell some people are getting angry. I think this lawfare thing really looked bad for everyone today. I think Judge Marchand decided there was going to be audio so that he could sort of tap dance his way out of this. That's because we haven't had any other recording equipment in his courtroom. And when you listen to him speak, he goes, well, he did the old two-step. And I think that's the only reason he allowed it in. They see it now. They see that they failed. And it's not working. I think this is a big turnaround for us in two ways. That the lawfare really they just look stupid.
Yeah, it really boomeranged on them.
It boomeranged, yeah. Everything, though, boomerangs for Trump and against Marxism. Marxism, there's no way it works unless you put a gun to someone's head and said, this is going to work. And we haven't gotten to that part yet, but we got close. But what's going on in L.A., anyone, folks, if you vote Democrat after this, you get what you deserve. I can't have any sympathies for you. Again, I do sympathize with people who've lost their homes. Even, the animals who are screaming, Jussie Smollett. Okay, I mean, you're an idiot, but I don't want you to lose your house. But I smell a big turnaround here, Big D. I think this is where enough people, you're never going to get all of them, but enough of them to go, this is a joke. 4 years ago, wearing my MAGA hat, people would spit on me. I think it's going to come the other way. I think you're going to see a point where people are angry at the Marxists.
I mean, it seems to me, we talked a little bit about this last night. Not that you weren't necessarily in agreement with me, but I talked about where people have a line where they just say enough's enough. I felt like I saw some things today, and again, I mean, maybe it won't end up being a majority, but do you feel the same way about that subject as well, as far like people in L.A., liberals in L.A.? You have that mother who obviously got caught on camera running up to the governor. I see her on Charlie Kirk today, so she's out there now. There could be some momentum building behind that as well.
I think you're right. I think there is momentum building. I think people have to get over the fact that if you're for DEI, it doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't mean you support the LGBTs or the whatever. They're using those people. They're using them to gut the nation. All right? If the Marxists take over, those are the first people to go into the gulag. You're not helping people. You know what you can do? There are trans people who can get you out of a fire. Let's focus on those people. But just putting people ahead, I think people are done with this DEI thing. I think it's turning around.
All right, more news with Kevin Downey Jr. coming up. Sports with Slick on a Friday night, live from Studio 6B. Glad you're in. We're back right after this. Live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Glad you're in. Slick's doing sports. Delgado's got What Even Is That coming up. Top of the hour. You don't want to miss that. What was your hint again?
Hold your applause.
Hold your applause.
Damon, hold your applause.
Hold your applause, Damon. Hold your applause. I have no idea. Aaron, am I going to like this? What even is that?
Yeah.
Okay. Good answer.
Yeah.
What even is that?
I heard that laugh.
What even is that coming up at 9? Odds makers coming up at 9:30. We will pick all 5 Sunday pro football games.
Yes.
Against the Las Vegas spread. We will have a guest. Who's the guest? Gary?
Greg,
yeah, him.
Sounds like Gary.
Greg's going to join us from the representing the audience. Slick, Aaron, and Big D will make the picks, along with Greg, who represents the audience record, which has not been great, but Greg did his part, went 2-2 when he was on earlier in the year, so he's coming back for the playoffs. And then, of course, Chip, who went 3-1. That's the best outing of anybody. He will be back next week, right?
Yes, he'll be back next week. He wanted a bye week, and he deserved
a bye week, and he got it. So, and he earned
even though he hasn't
3-1.
come on since week 2.
Okay.
He doesn't have to. He won.
Yeah, he was the best.
3-1. You can't do much better than that.
He was the best record of the audience, 3-1. So.
Yeah.
All right, let's do some more news with the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. show. That is Kevin Downey Jr. What else is going on, pal?
Well, as you know, I just mentioned, Gavin Newsom, the governor, he took $101 million out of the fire department, $49 million that Karen Bass took out a week before. Turns out, well, let me remind you, folks, someone, I forget who, sent this DEI woman to run the New York City Fire Department. And she had to leave, and she sent a text to Letitia James, our attorney general, and said, I'm sorry I couldn't fix the fire department. I have to leave. By that, she meant turn it Marxist. As you can see, LA is not the only place they're doing this. Now, this gets even better. I shall read my broadcaster's voice. Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass rebuffed an offer by the FDNY, that's Fire Department of New York City, to help try to contain the area's deadly fires, even though California officials have said they don't have enough firefighters themselves. This comes from the New York Post. So let's run through that again. The fire department of New York City said, we'll fly out and help. And she said, no, All right. Now, if my house is burning and Damon lives next door and he comes over and says, "Hey, Kev, you want some help?" I go, "Yeah, I'd appreciate that. I would take that." But she says no. She's going to let her town burn. Folks, it can't get any dumber than this. They did everything to make this happen. They know that fire is a problem there. They diverted the fish, or they diverted the water to save the smelts, and they won't clear out the underbrush. They cut the money, and they fired a bunch of firefighters because of COVID. And now they're refusing help from one of the greatest fire departments probably in the history of the nation. Ours is one of the oldest, and believe me, these are guys. I think most of the 9/11 guys have probably retired. Not all of them. I know a guy he's a firefighter. He's still on the job. Who was at 9/11. We have the goods. They're turning it down. Why do you turn that down? Because you want your house to burn. There's no other explanation. This isn't. I mean, all right. Is it a pride thing? All right, then she's got to go. If she's letting people's homes burn, if she's letting people die. Last I heard, there were up to 10 people who are dead, and they haven't even been through all the wreckage yet. All right, so this woman is letting it all go down.
Maybe there are too many white guys in the New York Fire Department.
You know what? That's the problem. There are too many white guys because that woman who apologized to Letitia James, she couldn't DEI it, and they were booing her. They were booing Letitia James at one point. And I think you hit it on the head there, Mr. Delgado. Too many white guys. There's too much toxic masculinity running around in those uniforms putting out the fire. I absolutely, positively believe that. I sent in a tape. Do we have the tape of the... All right, let's do cut 4 right now. This is not a joke. This is not irony. This is real.
You want to see somebody that responds to your house, your emergency, whether it's a medical call or a fire call, that looks like you. It gives that person a little bit more ease, knowing that somebody might understand their situation better. Is she strong enough to do this? Or you couldn't carry my husband out of a fire, which my response is, he got himself in the wrong place if I have to carry him out of a fire.
Really?
That is not a joke.
That is not the way firefighters are supposed to answer that question.
That's not the way. Well, if I got to carry him out, he got himself in a bad place.
That's
wow.
There's your DEI. That right there. Hey, join us. Join us. Are you? What are your pronouns? We got to know. Right there. Look at that.
Wow.
Okay.
Was that a woman?
Yeah.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a serious question. I couldn't tell.
I got to be honest. I don't know either, D.
I agree.
But that's a DEI.
I wasn't sure if it was,
that's a woman. I read the article about her.
Oh, okay.
I had to do a double
Wait,
take.
was that person born a woman?
Yes.
Okay.
And ate several other women along the way, and that's how she got that big. No, definitely a woman.
That is pure Marxism right there.
Yeah.
We don't want you. You're not one of us. And if I got to carry your husband, you know what? There are people in fires who don't start them. Okay, the fire may be in an apartment building 2 apartments below you. But what a horrific thing to say. Now, I'll be honest right now. I don't want that person coming to my house. Well, you got yourself in a bad place. I can't lift you. See you later.
It almost harkens back to the girls getting catcalled for short skirts. Well, what is she wearing that skirt for?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it's okay. It's okay that she's at fault for the rape because of what she wore. That's what that just said. That fire whatever just said.
Now, I don't see how people can vote for that sort of thinking. How can you look at that and go, yeah, I agree with that. That right there, I'm telling you, folks, they're guilting us into our own extinction. That is what this is. They're replacing us. And I don't just mean white people at all. I mean natural-born Americans. They're going to start with those who are going to put up the biggest fight, and that could be those horrible straight white men. I don't know. But that's exactly what this is. We saw how brutally successful it was with the rape epidemic in Europe. Remember, and they put you in jail. They put a young woman in jail for calling one of their rapists a pig. And she did a weekend in jail. The rapist didn't do a moment. That's what this is.
Crazy. All right, 6 minutes till the hour. Let's do a little sports before we wrap up hour 1. And here with sports is Slick Rick Emirati. What's going on, Slick?
All right, Big D, well, let's get you updated on that college football playoff game right now. At 7 minutes and 24 seconds into the first quarter, Ohio State scored the first and only touchdown of the game. Right now, 7-0, and it's late in the second quarter. We're keeping an eye on Ohio State with the lead. Good game, defensive struggle, teams back and forth. A lot of the game being played in the middle of the field. The winner, of course, goes on to play Notre Dame a week from Monday night in the college football championship game, which we're really excited about that. And we'll have our odds makers coming up as well, Big D. Get through a couple of quick stories. Well, interesting. Transgender Congress member mystified that GOP prioritizes trans athlete bans in girls' sports. Sarah McBride became the first openly transgender member of Congress this month. Ryan Morick of Fox News. Sarah McBride, the first openly trans member of Congress, blasted Republicans for focusing on keeping transgender athletes out of girls' and women's sports. Delaware, the state where McBride won the election to serve as the representative of its at-large district, does not have laws restricting trans athletes from participating in sports that do not align with their gender at birth. I've had conversations with colleagues about many of the bills that are coming before us, and certainly have heard from some colleagues who, like me, are mystified that this is a priority for a Republican conference that is entering a Republican trifecta, that this is an issue that they prioritize, she told The Independent recently. And it defies understanding, except for the fact that it's pretty obvious part of politics of misdirection and distraction. Senator Tommy Tuberville, Republican from Alabama, reintroduced a measure earlier this week to prevent biological male participation in women's and girls' sports in the Republican-led Senate. With the approval of leadership, it's expected to get floor vote. Sure hope it does. The Protection of Women and Girls in Sports Act has been a years-long crusade for the Alabama Republican who originally introduced it back in 2023. So she's mystified, Big D, Ms. McBride. So what do you think about that? Not much, I guess, right? Not much to say.
We'll talk about it when we get back. Hour 2 coming up. What even is that? Then we'll get back to Slick, and we'll talk about this. More sports coming up as well. More Kevin Downey Jr. in Hour 2. Glad you're in on a Friday night, live from Studio 6B. We're back. What even is that? Coming up next.
You asked, and we heard you, America.
Real America's Voice is coming to iHeartMedia.
Yes, Real America's Voice is now breaking through the white noise of the mainstream media.
Just download the iHeart app, and you'll have all of us right at your fingertips.
Scan the QR code and start streaming RAV anywhere you want.
Real America's Voice, available whenever you need us.
It's never been easier to stay connected with the voices you trust.
RAV on iHeart means you can take us with you wherever you go.
This is huge. The truth on iHeart. Ready whenever you are.
From Charlie Kirk to Steve Bannon, Jack Posobiec to Grant Stinchfield, you'll find all your favorite RAV hosts in one place.
You can listen on Spotify, Apple, Pandora, or Amazon. RAV is now available everywhere you get your podcasts. All you need to do is scan the QR code right now.
Download the iHeart app today and get ready for Real America's Voice.
Scan the QR code and join the RAV movement.
Hour 2, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Real America's Voice, 103.9 LI News Radio, Long Island, New York. Glad you're in, live from Studio 6B. Slick Rick is doing sports. Kevin Downey Jr., the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show, is here as well. He's doing news. Aaron and Fran holding it down. Rick Delgado's doing news. Double duty tonight. What even is that? Coming up here in a second. We'll get to that. More news to get to. Maybe we'll talk a little bit more about this scam sentencing today in New York, and I'm sure there's other things to talk about as well. Biden actually did like a teleconference with Slick Willie,
yeah.
Slick Gavin,
yeah. Slick Willie
out there in California, and Biden is. I mean, how many days was it? 10 days? I mean, just how about leave now? Here's my advice to him. How about just get the hell out of here now?
Yeah. He left already.
Just get to the dog track now and just get out. Just get out, please. Killing us. Embarrassing us and killing us all at the same time. This guy says to the California governor today, this guy, you're getting a bad rap on all of this. Getting a bad rap. He's the damn governor of the state. And by the way, don't take yourself off the hook there, dummy. You're just as much responsible as he is.
And it's not like he just stepped into the governorship last November.
You're getting a bad rap. Oh, God, get out. All right, it's time now for one of my new favorite segments here on the show. And that, of course, is Rick Delgado with What Even Is That?
All right, Damon. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Rick.
It's a new year, as we all know, and it's time for my first one of 2025.
All right, yeah.
All right. Let's get to it, shall we? And even though it's only January the 10th, I think even Aaron, I think you're even with me, Aaron, when I say there is so much going on. Yes, everybody. Between the catastrophic fires in California to the terrorist attack in New Orleans, also the Vegas Cybertruck explosion that is, you could say there's not been a shortage of things to talk about, definitely. Or dive down a rabbit hole for the next conspiracy theory that will once again come true and become a matter of fact. But I think the one day and the bit of news that really stood out, at least for me, that was Monday, January 6th, the certification of 47, Donald John Trump as the next president of these United States. You see, because the one chance to be like all the other January 6th certifications, right? You figured that it's going to happen. The one that the Democrats lost so many times over the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have an objection because 10 of the 29 electoral votes cast by Florida were cast by electors not lawfully certified.
And I object to the votes from the state of Wisconsin, which should not be legally certified.
No debate.
And I object to the certificate from the state of Georgia on the grounds that the electoral votes were not.
No debate.
Yeah, and of course, they object to everything. I mean, let's face it, the Democrats objecting.
I object to a certificate from the state of North Carolina based on violations of the Voting Rights Act.
I object to the votes for South Carolina. I object.
I object to the certificate from the state of Alabama.
Yeah. As you can see, they object. We all truly expected it. We thought this would be the one where, they would come out guns a-blazing. But when it came time for them to challenge the certification, what did we get? Nothing. Exactly. But don't worry about that, because the America-hating liberal wacko Democrats these days never seem to at least miss an opportunity to own themselves. Yeah. What am I talking about, you ask? I'm glad I asked.
What are you talking about?
You see, this was because during the unremarkable edition of the certification of President-elect, it was just so happened to be overseen and certified by the opposing candidate for president, current vice president, Kamala Harris. Mm-hmm. Kamala Venn diagram Harris. And it was this moment right here that I'm about to play for you where the Democrats failed to see the monumental display of their stupidity that they always seem to put out in front of them, what they actually believe is actually going to be a good thing. That moment is not Kamala Harris certifying her and the Democrats' deep state defeat. No, it's their reaction.
Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
Yeah, losing.
Exactly. Are you kidding me? A standing ovation for the loser?
Yeah.
I mean, what even is that?
Snap out of it.
Exactly. Democrats, this is your candidate.
Thanks for sharing that.
The one that lost bigly. How big? So big, well, that they couldn't even beat a convicted felon who on Monday was sentenced to 4 more years in the White House.
Yeah.
A candidate so bad on your side that you lied about to your constituents, to your donors, and anyone who would listen, but there you are on the House floor for all to see.
Kamala D. Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
There they go. Yay for the loser. Yes, Democrats who just spent $1.5 billion and got your butts kicked. For all that, you're giving her a standing ovation?
What you cheering for?
Exactly. The everyone gets a trophy party, a.k.a. Democrats, are cheering for Kamala like they're cheering for the downfall of this country and basically anything that is opposite Trump. Right?
Yeah.
They'll say, hell, you know what? Don't worry me about it. There's an upside to this. Oh, really? What is that? Sure there is. And they'll try to tell you, let's go to CNN and Jake Tapper and John King. They've got an in-depth examination for that upside with Kamala Harris, and they'll show you why she deserves a standing ovation for being such a big loser.
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
Literally not one county. It's literally been almost 100 years since a candidate has done that.
Yeah.
That bad in a presidential race. But there they are, clapping seal, Democrats doing what they do best. Yep.
Wave your flipper.
There they are. Yep. And it's not like they didn't know she sucked, right?
Yeah.
Remember the last time she ran for president in 2020?
Yep.
Yeah, she was out before Christmas and didn't even make it to Iowa. Why?
Rejected.
Exactly. And Democrats, it's not a mystery. And I think we all know why she was, out so early.
You suck, you jackass.
Exactly. But I guess it makes sense for the party that hates America and all of her people. Unless, of course, those people are losers and have problems like, one Paul Pelosi, you might ask.
There we go.
Who, when he's not outperforming, when he's not outperforming the best stock pickers in the world, can be found in his dress shirt, manties, and sipping scotch while allegedly playing My Little Gay Two-Man Pony unicorn dress-up with his mushy potato-shaped boy toy man-child. Yes.
Wow.
Then found rolling around in front of the police, getting pummeled at his weekly Thursday night 2 a.m. Naked Hammer Fight Club party.
That guy's doing hard time now, right?
Yes, he is. Damon?
Not funny.
What is the purpose of this?
Back to you.
That's a good
Must
question.
be that last clip he's talking
That's a
about.
good question, Stephen A. That is a good question. All right, Rick Delgado.
Hold your applause.
Hold your applause. That's right. Hold your applause.
You can applaud for winners, just
no,
not
I can
losers.
applaud. He was saying they should have held their applause
Right.
for applauding for a loser.
Right.
A loser of epic proportion, by the way.
Yes. So there you have it. The first one of 2025.
Oh, and it's a good one. Very good,
That's a good
Delgado.
one right there.
Very good. All right, let's do some more sports since I cut Slick a little short in the last. Oh, no? Should we not
let's
do
go.
some sports?
Well, we can update you on this game. We haven't gotten to halftime yet, Big D.
All right.
Texas trying to make a drive here.
All right, do you want to give us some play-by-play?
Well,
give us the update, Slickster. Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell. What's going on?
Well, right now, 7-0. What do we got here? 45 seconds to go, and Texas is driving to get in the field goal range, and it looks like they just, look at this. They're still moving the ball down to the 20, 15. Yeah, look at that. Texas is driving. We may have a tie score before the half. We'll see. But keeping an eye on that, Big D, of course, tonight for you. And we got big implications there on the weekend. Odds makers coming up. Don't forget, next segment. We can't wait for that. And, Major League Baseball, they have now banned, ready for this one, two of the people the two Yankees fans who interfere with Dodgers bets. This is an ESPN News report. New York Major League Baseball has banned two fans who interfere with the LA Dodgers outfielder Mookie Betts during a World Series game at Yankee Stadium from attending games at big league ballparks. It means they can't go to any ballparks. The league has sent a letter to Austin Copabianco and John P. Hansen this week informing them of the decision. On October 29, 2024, during Game 4 of the World Series at Yankee Stadium, you interfere with play by intentionally and forcefully grabbing a player. Your conduct posed a serious risk to the health and safety of the player and went far over the line of acceptable fan behavior, said the letter, the contents of which was first reported by the New York Post and later obtained by the AP. So based on their conduct, basically, just to paraphrase, Copabianco and Hansen were ejected from the game on October 29th and banned now from going to any Major League Baseball park. Now, how do they catch these guys? Like, do you get ID'd when you go into a ballpark? I don't. They have like a face imaging or something? That must be what they use,
Probably,
right?
yeah.
Got to be something because I can't imagine how they can catch them these days. But it says you how long it's been since I've been to a ball game. But that's it, Big D. That's a wrap in sports right there. That's what I got for you right now.
All right, here's Biden on this teleconference with Newsom and some other stooges out there with him in California. Here's the president's thoughts on what's going on as California burns. Here's the president with the governor. Okay. I guess we have...
It's Joe Biden-esque, what you're doing right there.
Is the internet all of a sudden down?
I hope not, because then we're off the air.
Okay, let's try this again. Now we have no sound.
Sound's on.
Just heard the sound. Okay, well, you'll take my word for it.
We always do.
You have breaking news?
Yes, Kevin has a good one.
All right, what's the breaking news?
Breaking news. L.A. Mayor Karen Bass, fires the fire chief Kristen Crowley after lashing out. The fire chief of L.A. has been booted. The DEI mayor has canned the DEI double grinder fire chief Kristen Crowley. Gone today. Summoned at 4 p.m. That's 7 p.m. our time. Came back from that meeting, hugged her staff goodbye, and left. She said she was fired. This is after the chief said, "Hey,
they let us down." Didn't she say she? Yeah.
Then she got canned. She didn't get canned for the mess that they're in. She got canned for speaking out against it.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, we'll try this clip in the break, and then we'll play it when we get back. Technical difficulties. Live from Studio 6B. We're back on a Friday night. Odds makers coming up, bottom of the hour, right after this.
Texas has it.
Sound like the blue on a Friday night. Let me talk to you about our friends over at Birch Gold. Increased tariffs on our trade partners, tax cuts, regulation changes. Learn why gold is still a viable diversification tactic now more than ever. Birch Gold, the only gold company you need to trust, is releasing their ultimate guide for gold in the Trump era with a foreword written by Donald Trump Jr. To get your free copy along with Birch Gold's free information kit on gold, text the word America to the number 989898. Here are the facts. The national debt continues to increase. The interest payments on the national debt continue to increase. Gold is still your hedge against a weakened dollar. And Birch Gold is still the company that you can trust to help you convert an existing IRA or 401k that you have. Convert it into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. They'll help you do it. Text America to 989898 right now for your free copy of the ultimate guide for gold in the Trump era. There's no obligation, only information. An A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews, thousands of satisfied customers. You too will love Birch Gold. Text the word America to the number 989898. America. Type it out. Send it as a text to the number 989898. And get started with your free information kit from Birch Gold today. Well, it's a new day in America, new administration in Washington, D.C. There's a lot of excitement and optimism about the future, but the reality is there's still a lot of work to do, especially when it comes to fixing our broken healthcare system. The truth is that forces are responsible for breaking our healthcare system. They're not going to simply go away. The challenges our system faces won't disappear overnight. Now more than ever, you need to be prepared. And of course, that's where the Wellness Company comes in. The Wellness Company, their doctors are medical professionals that you can trust, and their line of prescription medical kits are the gold standard when it comes to keeping you safe and healthy. Whether it's the medical emergency kit, the contagion kit, the first aid kit, or the travel kit, these prescription kits contain an assortment of life-saving medications and guidebooks to assist in the proper use of all the medications that come in these prescription kits. From the flu to strep throat, from COVID to bird flu, from a trip to beach to a trip overseas, the Wellness Company has a prescription kit designed to keep you and your family safe. Make America healthy again starts at home. Do your part. Protect the health of yourself and of your family. Go right now, www.twc.health/voice today and order the kit that's right for you. twc.health/voice. If you use promo code VOICE at checkout, you'll save an additional 10%. twc.health/voice, promo code VOICE to save an additional 10%. All right, 19 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Let's do some news. News is brought to you by Freedom Force Nutrition. Rick Delgado has it. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, one of the fires in California near Bell Canyon, called the Kenneth Fire, has now topped over 1,000 acres, and evacuations have been actually ordered. A fast-moving wildfire that broke out Thursday afternoon near the Bell Canyon area had reached well over 1,000 acres by this afternoon. It was 50% contained, though, according to the Ventura Fire Department. And the Kenneth Fire was reported shortly after 2:40 p.m. near the Victory Trailhead, close to the boundary of Ventura and L.A. counties. It has been active in both counties. The fire burned mostly in open space in Ventura and threatened surrounding homes. Initially estimated at 50 acres, it quickly expanded and gained in size thanks to the Santa Ana winds. I don't know if you saw this. Cut number 2, they actually caught the person they believe is responsible for starting this fire, the arsonist arrested for the California fire in Kenneth. Cut number 2, check this out. He's there. Yeah, the police were called, and they made an arrest. And they arrested this guy for starting the fire. Yeah, a lot of times it's these people, these firebugs, I guess they're called. As soon as a fire breaks out, all of a sudden they run around and they start fires, which makes it a whole lot worse, considering the problems that the LA Fire Department is already having. You don't need idiots like that out there setting fires and making things worse and putting people's lives and property in danger. Luckily, they caught this guy.
I saw a follow-up to that, actually, Rick, tonight. They did not charge him with arson of the Kenneth Fire, but they did arrest him for felony probation violation. So he has something else going on we don't know about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know they had arrested another guy for another fire, and he had a torch with him, but they didn't arrest him.
That's not probable.
Was it a weed torch?
Yeah. They didn't arrest him either.
Yeah,
they let him go.
That's what they said. They said that we had no probable cause.
They didn't catch him red-handed.
Just insane. I don't know if you were watching some of the fire footage over on ABC. I know I wasn't, but some people were, and they put this on X. You can see it for yourself. ABC insiders are now embarrassed and horrified over David Muir, his alleged narcissist fashion move while covering the L.A. fires. I don't know if you remember David Muir. He was the quote-unquote moderator for the Trump-Harris debate back in September. Well, David Muir seemingly has a vanity side, and unfortunately that was on full display while covering the deadly LA wildfires on Wednesday. The World News Tonight anchor is basically tone deaf when it comes to on-air fashion and had this faux pas. You can go to this picture right now, picture number 1. If you take a look there, yeah, he was a little concerned about the bulkiness, I guess, of that jacket that ABC handed him to make sure that he would be safe, and he wanted to make sure he looked better on camera while he's covering these deadly fires. As you can see, he used a clothespin to tighten up the back, so when they come to him in the front, he looks really sharp and really put together. Mm-hmm. Sources told us that the fashion world move of clinching a jacket is par for the course for ABC's leading man. I guess he does this a lot. A Page 6 anchor said his narcissism is quite large in the sense of this kind of thing. They said they like David except for this part of him. Anderson, Cuomo, all wear these muscle shirts, but they would never wear this during a fire. Just look at his Instagram, and I guess it was posted on there. Looks pretty stupid. Again, David Muir of ABC, very concerned with how that jacket may have looked a little bulky when he's covering death and destruction.
Wow.
So he tightened things up.
Well, I mean, I'm not looking to cut David Muir any slack if I don't have to, but let's face it. If Slick was out there and we handed Slick that was something that was 2X too big, like if I handed him my pullover, Slick, would you not be saying, hey, gab this in the back and let's make me look a little better before I go on there?
I'd be saying, I don't feel good. I'm going home. I'm that, man. I'm not getting clothesline like that.
Exactly. He would be caught dead in your tent.
Well,
that's right.
I think it still proves my point.
Yeah. Anyhow, one more.
Slick's not going on unless he looks like $1 million.
Exactly.
You can't do that.
But he's going to have the right stuff to begin with.
I'm not going on unless I look like $3.25.
That look like Fetterman.
Anyhow, a quick report here. 2 men shot during the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. They're going to be attending the inauguration come next Monday. 2 men who were shot during the first assassination attempt in Pennsylvania will be attending the upcoming inauguration. In a statement through their attorney, Joseph Feldman, 57-year-old David Dutch and 74-year-old James Koppenhaver said they are very appreciative of President Trump and his team inviting them to the inauguration weekend. They look forward to it. They are honored to take part in the festivities along the incoming administration and other guests. President Trump has treated both of our clients as though they are family, the statement said from his lawyer. Feldman also said that Trump and his team have expressed great interest in the recovery of the 2 men following the July 13th shooting in Butler, Pennsylvania. Dutch, a U.S. Marine veteran, and Koppenhaver, a retired liquor store manager, were critically wounded when Thomas Davis Crooks opened fire from the rooftop nearby when Trump was giving a speech. And, of course, the bullet hit Trump's ear. There you have it. Those 2 guys will be there as guests of the president for the inauguration.
All right, odds makers coming up. Kevin Downey Jr. with some news after that on a Friday night. Glad you're part of the show. We're back right after this. It's past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. Real America's Voice. And, of course, on the airways of 103.9 LI News Radio right here in Long Island, New York. Glad you're in, everybody. Slick's been doing sports. Kevin Downey Jr. is here. He's going to do some news coming up. Rick Delgado's been doing the news. Did a great What Even Is That at the top of the hour. If you missed that, you can see the replay over at livefromstudio6b.com tonight. Aaron and Fran holding it down as always. 9:30 Friday night, which means only one thing. It is time now for a wild card weekend. NFL playoffs. Odds makers. All right, here we go. Wild card weekend. Greg is back to represent the audience. Greg, how are you?
Greg, yeah.
I'm doing great, sir. How are you? How's everybody doing? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Everybody's doing good. Welcome out. I'm back. Congratulations. Did you think 2-2 would get you back?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did not think that at all. I was pretty disappointed myself.
Okay. All right. We got a chance to redeem here. Better than 2-2. Lost a little juice first time around. Here we go. Aaron, Greg, and Slick and myself are going to pick the weekend wildcard matchups. First matchup is the LA Chargers. They head to Houston. LA is -3. Slick, where are you going in game number 1?
I'm going with the LA Chargers, laying the 3, Big D. I think QB Justin Herbert is right, coming on good, really good the last few weeks. Jim Harbaugh back in the playoffs, and I really like it. They've won 3 games in a row, and I'm going with Ladd McConkey and the crew. I really think they're going to do it. So I'll take the Chargers, and I'll lay the 3.
All right, Slick's taking Chargers -3. Greg, where are you going to go for the audience here in game number 1?
Hey, I'm going to have to go with Slick right there with y'all. The Chargers, I'm going to take them too. Harbaugh is a great coach, and he saw some trickery in the last 2 games that he did. And then the Texans wide receiver core, there's a lot of injuries there, and I don't think C.J. Stroud, still kind of young, I don't think he's ready to pull that team all the way through.
All right, very good. So Greg's with Slick, my Chargers -3. Aaron, game number 1, where are you going?
I am going with Slick and Greg on this one. I'm also going to take the Chargers here. Kind of hard not to. Jim Harbaugh's really turned the team around, like the guys have just said. No defense in the NFL right now allows fewer points per game. They're only allowing 17.7. They're top 10 in the passing attack as well. And C.J. Stroud has really struggled with confidence the past couple of weeks. And honestly, when you look at how they're shaping up against the spread, they're 7-8-2 on the season. I don't really like those odds. I'm going to go with the Chargers, who are right now 5-1 against the spread on the road.
All right, very good. Aaron going with the Chargers -3 in Houston. Big D is going to be clearly on Houston, plus the 3 here at home. For all the reasons you guys just said, you all made the case for why the Chargers look extremely easy at only -3, even though they're on the road. And I look down, and Farmer Brooks says, good pick, Greg. Lock it in. Big D on Houston, plus the 3 for game number 1. Game number 2, Pittsburgh at Baltimore. Baltimore minus 9.5 at home. Obviously, the quarterback has been talked about as obviously MVP again. He's had a hell of a season. Slickster. Are you going with Lamar Jackson here?
No, I am not. I am not, Big D. You know what? I got to tell you something. I like Baltimore. They got a great team, but without Zay Flowers, I think it's going to make it a little bit difficult on Lamar Jackson. That's one of his biggest weapons. Zay Flowers was big for me this year on my my team, my fantasy team, which I won the whole league. And boy, when he went down, that was big. He will not be playing. He is ruled out for tomorrow's game. And I don't know. Let's see. They got a 5-game playoff losing streak. Baltimore has not done that well in the playoffs, Big D. They haven't showed up. Lamar Jackson in the big spot. I think they do win, but I think Russell Wilson finds a way to stay scrappy, keep the game close. They got a phenomenal coach when it comes to playoff time. I'm going to take the Steelers with the points.
Okay, very good. Greg, game number 2. Where are you going to go here?
Hey, not so fast there, Slick Rick. Hey, I think you're forgetting one thing. What Baltimore has this year that they didn't have before. Roll Tide. They got King Henry coming out of the backfield, right? Great. So you got to watch out for him. And so I think him and Lamar Jackson are going to pull together. Tomlin and the Steelers with Wilson, I don't know. Something's not clicking right these last few weeks. So I'm taking Baltimore outright.
All right, Baltimore minus 9.5 for Greg. Aaron, where are you going for game number 2?
I'm going with Greg. I'm going with the Ravens on this one. The Steelers have really been struggling the past couple weeks to make explosive plays. They lost their last 4 games, and 3 of those losses were all to playoff opponents, too. Even though they were without Pickens, when he came back last week against the Bengals, he was shut down, couldn't hold on to the ball. And yes, Zay Flowers is not going to be playing, but I think Bateman's going to step up in a big way. And like Greg said, the lethal combo of Lamar and Derrick Henry, it's really hard to go against them at home.
All right, there you go. Aaron, good analysis. I'm also going to take Baltimore. 9.5 is a lot. That's a big number in a playoff game, but I think it's a big number for a reason.
Yeah.
And you look at the total in this game, approaching 44 in some places, gives Baltimore a lot of room to put up. I think Baltimore could put up plus 30. I am not a believer in Russell Wilson in this offense whatsoever. They have struggled to beat teams that they should easily have beaten down the stretch. I'm going to lay the points with Baltimore in this one as well. Baltimore minus 9.5. Game number 3, Denver on the road. Rookie quarterback going into Buffalo in January in the playoffs. Buffalo minus 9. Slick, where are you going here?
I'll tell you, Denver Broncos, NFL record for most sacks this year. They're incredible. However, Buffalo's only given up 14, so you got to watch that. The Buffalo's got a heck of a line. Josh Allen is fantastic. But then again, let's go back and forth. Sean Payton, 4-0 against the spread in the playoffs. That man knows how to coach. I know Bo Nix is a young rookie, but I'm going to take those points, Big D. I like the 9. I like Denver, even though I think Buffalo, again, is going to win this game. But I don't think we're giving credit to the fact that these games are going to be a little closer than one might suspect. It's going to be awfully cold in these cities, and I don't think there's going to be a lot of offense. Give me Denver. I like the 9.
Okay. Greg, where are you going for game number 3 here?
So the first time I did this, Bo Nix, as you might have known, killed me because I picked Tampa Bay to beat Broncos, and Broncos came into Tampa Bay and smoked them. So, hey, I'm not going to let Bo Nix do that to me again, though. So I'm taking the Bills straight up. I take Josh Allen and what Buffalo has down there. It's something magical that's going on down there. And Bo Nix, rookie quarterback, I don't think he's going to come in there and do anything.
All right, so you're gonna go against them again. Buffalo minus the 9 for Greg.
He don't know Bo.
Testing his Bo waters again here. We'll see if he gets them twice. Aaron, where are you going in this game?
I hope Greg's onto something because we're going together on every pick, it seems. I'm going to take the Bills here. I don't want to take the Bills. But the Bo Nix, it's a nice story. He's had an incredible season, and nobody believed him early on. I kept the faith, but I think that's going to end this week. This stat is interesting to me. Rookie quarterbacks, when they make the playoffs, their first season against a quarterback with playoff experience, that spread is 19 to 37 to 1 against the spread. And when it's on the road, it's 12 to 19 to 1 since 2002. That is very interesting to me, and I think that trend is going to keep going. I don't think Bo Nix has what it takes to beat Josh Allen and company.
Okay, Aaron's going to lay the 9 with Buffalo. Well, I'll tell you, when I saw this game, 9. When I saw this game, I just immediately got on Denver. I thought 9 was too much. I actually believe the Bo Nix story, and I believe in the coach. And I think when you get into situations like this, the coach makes a big, big difference. Not that Buffalo doesn't have a good coaching staff. Obviously, they do. I love Brady up in the box on offense. But I'm going to take the points with Denver here. I think they can keep it close. This was the game that jumped out to me when I saw the whole lineup. So I'm going to take Denver plus the 9 here to keep this one closer than I think people think. Game number 4, Green Bay heads to Philly. Philly -5. Slick, what do you got here?
You know, I want to sell myself on Philly, but they're sliding away. Jordan Love's got an issue with his hand. He's having a very tough time. Philly at 14-3 really looked good. Jalen Hurts is coming back. He had a great week of practice in Philly. Philly can move the ball. Saquon Barkley, all world this year. I see ball control, and I see Green Bay, who does have a good defense. I do like their defense, but I just don't think they're going to be able to handle Philly. I think Philly's on a mission. They want to get to the NFC Championship game and take on, I think, Detroit. Kevin, as I think that's who it's going to be, Philly and Detroit. Those are my NFC picks. So I'm laying the, was it 4.5, Big D?
Actually, it's Philly -5.
-5. I'll still lay the 5. Give me the Eagles.
All right, Greg, what do you got in this game?
Yeah, I'm with Slick on this one. Hey, Jalen Hurts is back. He's doing fine. And he is a proven winner. He's got the right attitude, very professional. And then you got Saquon Barkley. He's going to be running all over him. And as like Slick said, Jordan Love, he did get injured against the Bears last week. So I don't know. I'm taking the Eagles straight up.
All right, Aaron, where are you going in this game?
I'm going to go with the Eagles here. It will be interesting to see how both quarterbacks play since, like you said, Jalen Hurts is coming back from an injury, and so is Jordan Love, got injured last week. But I think Philly's going to come out on top, and you got to think Saquon has had rest. They were obviously had the bye last week, and we've never seen Saquon rested in the season. So it's going to be interesting to see how well he plays. And honestly, Jordan Love is very hit or miss for me in general, and on top of the Phillies with their bye last week, I think they're going to be ready to come out and win.
All right, all three of you on Philly -5. I'm going to take Green Bay plus the points. I'm also going to take Green Bay in the first half. I think Green Bay will lead this game at halftime. They're +3 in the first half. That's not an official pick for the show, but my official pick for the show will be Green Bay plus the 5 in the game to keep this game close, if not win it. I don't know. I think the coach, I think Philly's in a little more disarray than people think. I don't like the coach. I think he's lost some of the locker room. I'm going to go Green Bay plus the 5 here. All right, last game, Washington, Tampa Bay. Tampa -3. Slick, where are you going here?
Well, you know, I don't like the Washington Commanders. I'm not really crazy about them. Jaden Daniels, I think the Cinderella ride is over for him and Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn's first year back in the saddle as a head coach after leaving the Dallas Cowboys. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, the only team that Tampa Bay has lost to in the last 7 weeks, having won 6 of the last 7. I think they're hot. Mike Evans might be the best wide receiver in the NFL playoffs. I think he has a big game. Baker is playing out of his mind great, and I really like Tampa, especially at home, to roll Washington. I'm taking Tampa, and I'm laying the, what was it, 3? Yeah, I'm going to take Tampa.
All right, Greg, where are you going in our 5th and final game here?
So I'm taking the Commanders with the points. The Commanders have been... They've had a lot of close games here recently. They took the Falcons to overtime, and I forget who they played last week. They took them to overtime. So I'm going to take the 3, but I do believe that the Bucs are going to pull it out, but I think the Commanders are going to win.
Yeah, Commanders beat won 5 in a row. Tennessee, New Orleans, Philly, Atlanta, and Dallas, and now they go to Tampa Bay. Aaron, where are you going in this one?
I'm going to go with Slick on this one. I'm going to take Tampa Bay. I feel like Washington is the attractive pick since Jaden Daniels has been such a confident rookie. He really turned around Washington's season, and it wouldn't be shocking for them to go on a run, but Tampa Bay is ranked in the top 5 in total offense, passing offense, rushing offense, scoring offense. They're just killing it all over the place, and the Commanders' offense is strong, don't get me wrong, but they excel in their ground game, and Tampa's defense is 4th against the run overall, so I just don't think they're going to have what it takes to knock Tampa Bay out.
All right, I'm also taking Tampa Bay. I think this might be the easiest one of the week. I think Tampa Bay -3. You look at this game, I think they got something to prove.
Yep.
I think Mike Evans' story is a great story. I think Baker's got something to prove. The coaching staff has been there before. Tampa straight up -3. I like this number at home, so I'm on that as well, Tampa -3. So there you go. There's your wild card weekend odds makers. Greg, great job again. Welcome back. Hope you have a great week. Actually, I hope you go 0-5, but I mean, I want to say be nice to you on the show. I hope you have a nice, good week, and thanks for coming back.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. You guys take care. Love watching y'all.
All right, there you go. Greg representing the audience back for another Odds Makers. We'll wrap it up. Kevin Downey Jr. News coming up right after this. We're live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. We just did our Friday night Odds Makers. Picked all your Wildcard weekend games against the Las Vegas spread. So we'll see who comes out on top. Of course, we'll recap on Monday. I want to thank everybody in the social media chats who've been following us. We just got a $5 super chat from Tommy Viper. Great show tonight, boys. Always love hanging out with you. Thank you very much, Tommy Viper. And thank everybody who super chat, and of course everybody who watches on social media, likes, subscribes, and does all that. We always appreciate it. Kevin Downey Jr. is the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show, and he's here. He's got some news. Kev, what's going on?
Well, the LA thing gets better and better. A woman named, excuse me, I don't know how to pronounce it, Janice Quinones.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Quinones.
I know who she is.
Okay, yeah. You know she was making $750,000 a year to be the water czar of LA?
Yeah. She's underpaid.
She's actually making twice as her predecessor. Looks like another DEI thing to me. She's bringing home $750,000. Mad stacks for whatever she did or didn't do, but now she's under the gun. People want to know why someone making so much money.
She's washed up now, that's for sure.
Well, unlike her fire hydrants, they're dry. And so now they want to know, folks, this is part of Marxism. You rob the treasury. You rob whatever you can as you destroy things on your way out. Now let's do this. This is sick. This is so here's what's going on. Washington State has repeatedly released a violent repeat offender. He's violent and he's a pedophile. He's a convicted pedophile. He keeps releasing this man. This man's name is, of course, he gets out. There's no bail, no jail or anything. Kenneth Christopher Martinez, 44 of Walla Walla. He's been arrested 5 times between October and December on charges including assault, domestic violence, criminal trespassing, and violating a protection order. This guy's an animal, and the judge won't keep him in. Why? Because, well, that's all part of the plan to bring down the nation, folks. You need chaos and you need crime, so you got to have your thugs out there attacking people, even if they're children. You got to have them out there attacking people. That's the way this works. It's never going to go away. Look at this. Biden on the way out. He can't damage the nation enough. We know he just restricted oil exploration on 625 million acres of water, I believe. Well, look at this. Excuse me. It looks like the Biden administration announced Friday that 1 million illegal immigrants from Sudan, Ukraine, El Salvador, and, of course, Venezuela, that's where the big gang of thugs come from, well, they can't be kicked out now. They have a year and a half, 18 months temporary protected status for 1,900 people, 1,900 from Sudan, 103,000 from Ukraine, 232,000 from El Salvador, and 600,000 Venezuelans, almost a million, basically not going away anywhere. Folks, he's burning down the barn before he gets kicked out. He's doing this to mess with Trump, but he's doing it to mess with us. We're the ones who pay for this. I also have to wonder, and you boys tell me what you think, I think he's burning down the Democrats, the Democratic Party on his way out. What do you guys think? Because why else would he do this? No one wins with this. Everybody loses.
Kev, I have some news for you.
Yeah.
The top fire lesbian has been unfired and is once again the top fire lesbian.
Wait, what?
No way.
Wow.
Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass' office says the Mail Online at Daily Mail report that the LA Mayor Karen Bass dismisses Fire Chief Kristen Crowley is false.
Oh, really?
Fake news.
Fake news.
Fake news or rehired?
Oh.
Fake news. DEI Mayor Karen Bass is apparently incapable of stopping both fires and top fire lesbians.
Whoa.
Wow.
Because the Daily News is what I read from. They said she was fired.
That's why I'm telling you.
Wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
They had the exclusive on that, too. Exclusive lies, I guess.
Yeah, that's why it was exclusive, because it wasn't true.
Good to
At least as of right now. So what else you got?
Oh, look at this. We've got a ton of stuff. As I was saying, Mark Zuckerberg, and let me just say Fetterman. People are going, wow, I really like what they're saying lately. Folks, they can read the room. They understand. Don't trust these people. They understand that Big Daddy Trump is back in the White House, and they're just kissing the ring. Zuckerberg went on Joe Rogan and he said, man, the things they made me do. Remember, this is the guy who said we're not going to censor anymore? It's also the guy who said a year ago, we don't censor people. And now he said we're not going to do it anymore.
No, he's trying to hide behind Biden.
Yep. And he's speaking. Look at this. He says that he was under massive institutional pressure to start censoring content on ideological grounds after Trump's election and during the COVID pandemic. He says the feds were all over him. They were shifting everything around in terms of information. And he says, I quote, he goes, this really hit me most extreme, I'd say. It was during the Biden administration when they were trying to roll out the vaccine program. He said, I think on balance, the vaccines are more positive than negative, but I think that that while they're trying to push that program, they also tried to censor anyone who basically spoke out against it. That would be, I don't know, I can think of 4 people right now. One of them who has a great new hair look, if I do say so myself, and no one noticed. But folks, it's all falling apart, and they're panicking. They're not going away. I keep telling people think, oh, Trump won, we're safe. No, the Trump's election victory gave us the point to turn this around, and now the fight begins. But Biden's burning it all down. Everyone's turning on each other. They're going to do something. I don't see it. The way I see it, by the end of this next 4 years, either Trump is gone or the deep state's gone. And the deep state's not just going to go, okay, I guess our time's over. A lot of them are panicking. Tons of mid-level lawyers leaving the DOJ. Tons of them, because they know they're in trouble. Christopher Wray, of course, said he's going to step down. You know what? Mark Milley's going to get the next. We should do pardons. That should be, instead of football. Who do you think is going to get a pardon? I think Mark Milley's going to get the next one. I'm going to say at least 3 Bidens. I'm going to say Fauci probably gets one. But Mark Milley, I think, will get the next one. Or maybe they'll all get one on the way out. But you're going to see a ton of pardons, then it's going to make you cranky. And that's going to be the final, the final straw that I think is going to really cripple the Democratic Party for a while, but probably not forever.
All right, very good. Kevin Downey Jr., the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show. One thing before we get quickly to sports and news to wrap it up. I saw Matt Boyle over from Breitbart today, because we had talked about this, said that Mike Waltz, the incoming National Security Advisor, says in an exclusive interview that all detailees from the intelligence agencies and departments currently at NSC under outgoing POTUS Biden are going to be removed as soon as Trump takes office. We're taking resignations at 12:01, and we're going to put the president's team in place.
Good.
So if that's true, that's great.
That's what has to happen.
Because this is what we talked about. We cannot be saying, okay, you guys can hang over, 50% of them, because there's however many thousand of them, end up being there, and then they try to deep six you. So that today from Matt Boyle over at Breitbart. All right, let's quickly do sports and news. We'll start with sports. Slick, what else? Anything else to wrap up on?
All right, Friday night, Big D. Let's get a rodeo in. Rodeo's back, going, cranking away. Montana Pro Rodeo Finals, Great Falls, Montana. 4 Seasons Arena underway tonight. All in the first round. Bareback riding, Tristan Hansen, 81.5 points on J-Bar J's. Night jumping, pick up 29.33. Steer wrestling, we got Bridger Chambers, 5 seconds flat. Team roping, Cameron, Irwin, and Coley Nichols, 4.6 seconds. Saddle Bronc, Jesse Cruz, cruising along, 82 points on JJ Bars in Hawk. We got Tadown, first round, James Ramirez, 8.6 seconds. Barrel racing, Abigail Knight, 13 7/10. Great time there. Bull riding, Kobe Whitford, 89 points on New West Rodeo Productions. Baller, 29.33 right there. Total payout on this rodeo, $146,674, Big D.
All right, anything else in news, Delgado? I see you got an interesting headline in front of you.
Yeah, real quick. For the LA fires, what they decided to do with some of the money, instead of using it to fight fires, they cut it so they could pay gay choirs, set up trans cafes, and set up some social justice art. That's just some of the things that LA spent the money on while it cut its fire budget, leaving firefighters with cut number 11.
Did they grind their beans at that coffee house?
Yeah, they could have, right?
All right, as always, we salute our military, active and active police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, all emergency personnel. Thanks to everybody on the show. Kevin Downey Jr., you can hear him Monday morning, 9 to 11, right here, 103.9 LI News Radio. Aaron Frank, great job as always. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll be back Monday night, 8 p.m., right here, live from Studio 6B.